kwa ukombozi wetu. Tujitoe wenyewe, tusimame pamoja kulinda uhuru na umoja wetu. Enyi bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima. Tuungane sote, tuimbe pamoja, kuenzi shikamano hatima yetu. Tujitoe wenyewe kupambana pamoja, uhuru na umoja vitawale. Enyi bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima. Tuungane sote na tujibidishe kutoa kilicho bora kwa Afrika. Chimbuko la wanadamu, chemchemi ya utamaduni, tumaini letu wakati wa mafarakano. Enyi bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima.
You're watching us live here at Humans TV Africa. We are broadcasting to you live right here at Humans TV Africa. My name is Kato Mukata. In the studio is Dennis to do the production. We are happy to be able to share with you information, knowledge, and power as it is. I also learn from you as you learn from us. Humans TV Africa is a media charity organization. We just start to do exactly that, to inform, empower, and educate. We have studios in Uganda, Kenya, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, UK, and the US. And we are still growing. Today, we bring to you country profile. And the country we have for you today is Mali. Have you heard about the Mali Kingdom at one point? Did you hear about Mansa Musa? Arguably, the richest man in the world, with over 400 billion US dollars valued to his name, Mansa Musa, one of the richest kings in the world. The man went to Kemet, call it Egypt, and left the economy dead because he was giving them gold whenever he went. He had so much gold that people from all over the world came to beg from Mansa Musa. Now, Mansa Musa, one of the guys that built Mali Kingdom, if you may ask me, and one of the foundations that gave Mali the name, the picture, the image they have today, a country with immense wealth, gold, and all the riches in the world can be found in Mali, a country with a rich history. Today, let's talk about Mali, a country with about 24 million people, with the people that live their life, but also a country that is very unstable in Africa, always in conflict, always at war, always in coups. This is Mali. We talk about a country that is highly unstable, a country under a military junta, but a country with lots of prospects. Mali, as we say, is a landlocked country. You can look at this map right there. The map is in the colors of red, black, yellow, and green. And of course, we know these colors mean a lot to people in Africa. The red, black, yellow, and green. Now, that's the size of Mali. Mali is a landlocked country located in the interior of Western Africa. When you look at the map of Africa, see Mali where it is, Western Africa, and Mali is the neighbor to southwest of Algeria, north of Guinea, Cote d'Ivoire, and Burkina Faso, and of course West Niger. Mali is about quite a big country, about the size of Texas and California combined. That is Mali with 24 million people. Mali is largely a flat and arid land. I told you Mali has gold, is known for gold. Mali is known for wealth. Mali is also known for the Niger River that flows through it. It's quite flat, a country. Mali was a trading empire in the 13th century to 16th century. The capital city of Mali, of course, is Bamako. Let me take a look at this map. Let us take a minute here. You can see this is Mali right there. We see Algeria, we see Mauritania, we see Senegal, we see Burkina Faso, we see Niger, Guinea, and of course, countries that surround this country, which is largely landlocked. We see within Mali, we have Timbuktu, Gao, Kidai, Taoureni, Kaye, Segou, Kitan, and of course other cities of Mali, Sikasso, and these are popular cities in Mali. Of course, Bamako is the oldest city, and of course the capital city of Mali. Now Mali, as we've seen, the neighbors are clear there: Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali, Algeria, and Mauritania. These are the clear neighbors of Mali, this beautiful country here in Africa. You see Morocco not very far away. Up there, Algeria, Niger, Burkina Faso, Guinea, Senegal, Mauritania, and West Sahara. This is a landlocked country surrounded by other countries. This is Mali for you. Gao, Segou, Mopiti, Bamako, Sikasso. These are the main cities of Mali. Give me a minute there, Dennis, and I'm going to give you a history of this kingdom of Mali. Let us have a look at that image there. I'll give you a history of Mali. Now, Mali was a trading empire that flourished in Western Africa from the 13th century to the 16th century. The Mali Empire developed from the state of Kangaba on the upper Niger River, east of the Fouta Dajaroni, and is said to have been founded before 1000 CE. Mansa Musa is known as the leader of the Mali Empire. Mansa Musa inherited a kingdom that was already wealthy, and in his work of expanding it, let us have a look at the photo of Mansa Musa, please. Mansa Musa is the guy I'm talking about here right now. Mansa Musa inherited a kingdom that was already wealthy. Mali was already wealthy. Let us look at the history of Mansa Musa briefly. Now, this guy is known all over the world. That's why I'm bringing him today. Mansa Musa, the richest man, arguably the richest man in the world to have ever existed. Today, talk about rich people. Mansa Musa was richer than all of them. Why? He had the wealth of the world under his feet. And Mali was not the Mali you see today. Mali was bigger. Mali was an empire, not the small country you see Mali today. Mali was bigger. Mali was covering much of West Africa. So it was bigger, not the Mali you see today. The Mali Empire was bigger. Now, the Mali kingdom was headed by Mansa Musa, and his work of expanding it into a wealthy nation, call it a kingdom in Africa, started. These riches came from mining a significant salt and gold. Mali had salt and gold. Remember, people liked salt. Just like today, you couldn't have food without salt. So there was salt in the Mali kingdom and gold deposits in Mali kingdom. There was also elephant, ivory, and of course, other minerals in the ground. Mansa Musa had been recognized as Africa's emperor. There have been. His leadership led to Mali kingdom to become one of the wealthiest empires in the world. And of course, he had gold, salt, agriculture, and dynamic trade. Mansa Musa, of course, got this kingdom from his family. And of course, we know that he traveled a lot lavishly splashing gold in the countries he visited. Remember, he went to Cairo and he spent there so much money in Cairo that he caused depression. Value of gold in that country depreciated, and for over 10 years, Cairo, call it Egypt, never recovered. Mali visited them, but the impact he left there for 10 years, the economy in Cairo did not recover because there was too much money in the economy. He simply went there and powered gold and gold and gold in Cairo, call it Egypt. And the economy of Egypt was destabilized by this one man visiting them. People had so much money, almost everyone had money. Now there was a problem in the country because of this man visiting them. Now the title of Mansa Musa goes to the 14th century African empire. This was 14th century right then, and he has been said to have an equivalent of $400 billion in wealth. The Mali Empire declined later on in the 16th century due to the internal conflicts, attacks from neighboring states, and of course the Trans-Saharan trade network also had begun, and several had begun. Therefore, the Mali Empire somehow began to disintegrate. In 1542, the Songhai Empire invaded the capital, but were unsuccessful in conquering it. During the 17th century, the Mali Empire faced lots of incursions from Bamana Empire, who ultimately sacked and burnt the capital in 1670. Mali Empire was no more. 1670, Mali Empire collapsed, and the Songhai Empire took over that empire. There you see, it was actually big, as you see. It was covering some bit of Niger, it was covering some bit of Burkina Faso, some bit of Guinea, some bit of Senegal. So Mali was not the smaller Mali you see. It was covering much of that area there. That was the Mali Empire. Not only the Mali you see there, but Mali covered Burkina Faso, Guinea, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, and part of Mauritania. It was so big. It was so big. Briefly, that would have been part of Mali Empire today. But the Songhai Empire collapsed it and took over much of the Mali kingdom in the 15th century, leaving literally many to be proud of the Mali Empire. But of course, by 17th century, the Mali Empire was no more. It had been conquered by the Moroccan Empire then. See, Morocco was not very far away from Mali. Moroccan Empire came and conquered Mali. Morocco's up there, you can see, came and conquered the Mali Empire down here and took over. So by 17th century, Mali Empire had failed and Moroccan had taken over. But again, in 1892, the French came and took over the Songhai Empire, and of course, Mali Empire went under the French rule in 1892. And by 1893, the French appointed a civilian governor of the interior. It was called Soudan Francais, and it was called French Sudan. It was now called as French Sudan when the French took over. And of course, Mali remained part of this medieval kind of arrangement, of course, with Timbuktu becoming less and less influential. Remember, Mali had one of the best universities in the world. Mali had one of the best universities and the oldest universities in the world. Was found in this area. And of course, best books, best libraries were found in the Mali kingdom, thanks to Mansa Musa and others. Of course, Mali got their independence in 1960. Let's look at the statistics right now. Thank you very much. Mali has about 22 million people, but of course, by now it has about 24 million people. This was data given to us in 2022, but today Mali has about 24 million people. Mali population growth rate is 3%. Of course, age dependence is high at 98. Age dependence is high. It means the working class is working for dependence. Population in urban areas is only 45% of the total population. Infant mortality is high. This is the highest I've seen in Africa, at 61 per 1,000 live birth. This is the highest infant mortality rate I've seen in Africa so far. 61 per 1,000 live birth. Mali, many children are dying at birth in Mali. This is so worrying. And of course, I'm not surprised that life expectancy in Mali is only 58 years. No wonder. Infant mortality rate is 61 per 1,000 live birth. This is high. And life expectancy is too low. Why? Mali has been unstable since independence. Let us look at other figures. Of course, age dependency here, age groups. We see that majority of people in Mali are between the age of 15 to 64, and the rest are young. The older ones are only 2%. Let us look at other figures. Only 2%. Now, Mali, of course, I told you, Mali has their own power. They have their own electricity, of course. They consume less and they export a bit of it, and they import also some bit of it. Let us have a look at other statistics. You can have a look at them. In terms of airport, this was done in 2013. Mali had 25 airports, but of course by now it should be having more. Cellular phones were about 21 million cellular phones, which means that actually almost everyone had a phone by the time this research was done. Highways have about 9,000 and those kilometers, of course. Then internet users are over 1,900,000 internet users, and of course railways cover about 593 kilometers right there. And that is Mali in terms of technology. That is Mali in terms of population. Now, in terms of location, I told you Mali is in the interior of West Africa, southern of Algeria, north of Guinea, Cote d'Ivoire, and Burkina Faso, west of Niger. Total land area is 1,240,192 square kilometers. Mali is actually big. Land area alone is over 1,120,000 square kilometers. Water area covers only 20,000 square kilometers, and coastline is zero. They have no coastline. Now, in terms of climate, it is a subtropical to arid. It is hot and dry in February to June. It is also rainy, humid, and mild in June and November. It's also cool and dry in November to, of course, February. The terrain is mostly flat. Mali is a flat country. I should tell you, you will not see many hills in Mali, generally flat. And of course, rolling northern plains are covered by sand dunes and savanna, south rugged hills, and of course, in the north. The lowest point is Senegal River, and of course, the highest point is Hambori Tondo. That is Mali in brief. Sources is World Bank. We get our information from World Bank and of course CIA and others. Now, here is what is so disturbing about Mali. Mali has been at war since 1960. Mali has never been at peace. They are always having leaders and they are always having instabilities, coups, wars, insurrections. People of Mali, right there, beautiful people of Mali, right there. Remember, Mali is a country in West Africa, and it is highly influenced by the Arabic culture, the Tuaregs, and others. That is Mali, a mixture of the Arabs and, of course, of the black people. The Tuareg state, the Tuaregs in the north, those guys you see, the Arabs there, have been always fighting to secede. They are separatists. They wanted to secede from Mali. Again, they have been fighting since 1990. They have been fighting the Tuaregs, those Arabs you see, the Tuareg rebellion in June 1990. They are separatists. They want to separate Mali. They want to stay in the north, and they have a Tuareg state, a Tuareg state. These Arabs here of Mali always have wanted to be different. They have always wanted to break away from Mali. They have been fighting to separate themselves from Mali and form what they call the Tuareg state. Tuareg state. The Tuaregs have been fighting Mali, and of course the presidents in Mali have been fighting back. Malian President Alpha Condé was always fighting the Tuareg, and of course we have had military coups. 1991, military coup removed Tuareg, and of course there was the March Revolution right there. 1992, they had the election there, and of course it didn't go so well. Alpha Condé was elected president. That is Mali, Bamako, and of course I show you Mali, the village. In 2002, Amadou Toumani Atore led the 1991 coup, overthrowing Traoré, was also elected winning as the president in 2002. You see Amadou Toure becoming the president in 2002. From 2006, the Tuareg rebels were fighting, seeking autonomy. They want to cover their northern desert region and say, we Tuaregis have our own state. So the Tuaregis in Mali, formed a rebel group. They have been fighting Mali. Now, for example, in 2013, there were presidential elections and attempts to have peace in Mali, but still the Tuaregis were fighting. The Tuaregis, the Arab Malians, people in Mali, the Tuaregis always have wanted independence. Mali has wild animals. Mali has the giraffes, the lions, all these animals you see in sub-Saharan Africa, you can see them in Mali. But Mali, despite the gold they used to have, despite the wealth they used to have, Mali has been not at peace because Mali has been fighting. Mali has all these elephants, the lions, all these animals. You can find them in Mali. But Mali is not at peace. Remember, Mali was under a 31-year rule. One man, Amadou Toure. There was a 31-year-old rule, dictatorship kind of, until 1991, when Amadou Toure came and ousted the president who had been part of Mali's leadership since independence. Of course, we see that in 1968, there was a coup led by a young American lieutenant named Moussa Traoré, who overthrew Mobutu Keïta's regime. Mobutu Keïta's regime was there for a long time. Mobutu Keïta's regime was there for a long time. Now, Mali has had so much trouble. You see, all those photos are about coups. One coup after another. One coup after another. This one goes in, this one comes in. Mali is under constant confusion. Mali has been mismanaged for many years. Modibo Keïta became the Prime Minister of Mali Federation in 1959. He was again elected as a president by the Constitutional Assembly of Mali on the 20th of July 1960. So this man called Modibo Keïta became the first elected leader, but of course the first president of Mali in 1960. And was to rule them for over 31 years. And the dictatorship then was taken over by, of course, by a change of army, change of military coup by Amadou Toure in 1991. And then from there, once Toure took over, there have been always coups. Remember, the Tuaregis in the north are fighting. They are saying, for us, we are Arabs. For us, we are Arab Africans. We want our territory. We want to separate. The Tuaregis in the north are saying, we don't want to be part of these guys in the south. Now, there's a difference between the Tuaregis who are Arabs, but also these Africans who are in the south. Now, there's a problem. That is always fighting. The man who is now leading Mali is called Colonel Assimi Goïta. He was born in 1983. He became a military leader in 2021, since 28th May 2021. But remember, Mali is not stable. Every time they are under pause. This is Mali for you. Not a stable country at all. It's a country I would advise you not to visit until you are sure you are safe. Lovely country, lovely tourism sites, but a country under occupation. The French never left Mali at peace. The French, who took it over, never left it at peace. They have been influencing the politics in Mali since independence. It's one coup after another. One coup after another. From Keïta in 1960 until 1991, Mali didn't have democracy. There was always bad rule. Then others came in, coups after coups, shadow elections, a bit of not so sure about who is the right leader of Mali, then coups after coups. Today, you see this Colonel, this young fellow here, Colonel in the army, taking over and of course promising to give us the best, but we don't know whether Goita is going to be different than other dictators of Africa, than other military coupists in Africa. We don't know whether Goita is going to serve differently. Time will tell. That is Mali, a good country, a rich history, but a troubled nation. Thank you so much for watching. Keep subscribing, keep watching. See you in the next one.